Yo, what's up, Americans?
Yeah.
No, wait. I'm sorry. Like
Americans.
the Americans, yeah. Okay. But people from the what's it called? The continent.
Yeah, they are
They're
Americans.
still Americans.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Americans from USA. For clarity's sake. Welcome to the channel. This is our first time reacting to the geography of USA.
Yeah.
Yep. So how big is the USA? That doesn't sound right. But we're going to see how big it is. So if you guys are looking forward to this reaction, you know what to do. Please drop a
smash
sub.
a like.
Yeah, drop a sub if you're new to the channel.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, and tell us whatever you want us to react to.
We're going to react to it.
Yeah, and let's just get right into the video.
Yeah. So this video was brought to you by...
This video was made possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics to try out one of their premium plans right now. The United States is currently the world's sole superpower with military installations
Oh, okay. Interesting.
around the world. As a country, its geography spans from subtropical forests to rolling plains, scorching deserts, and Arctic wastes. But just how big is the US really in comparison to the rest of the world? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infographics Show. Today, we're taking a look at how big the US really is. The US is approximately 5,680,000 square miles, with terrain that varies
I should be amazed at that, because I don't know the calculation.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Square miles or...
dramatically. Only Russia at 10.6 million square miles and Canada at 6,205,000 square miles are larger than the US. Its three biggest states.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so US is like the third
largest.
in the world according to land.
Wow.
Alaska at 663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000.
It's crazy how Alaska is the biggest, but it's like
And so, yeah,
it's
like-
the least populated state. Only Russians can live there.
663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000 square miles, and California at 160,000 square
I mean,
miles.
I won't surprise
Combined
about
would be the
California.
17th largest nation in the world, immediately after Sudan at 1.1.
What?
17th largest nation in the
So
world.
those states would be the 17th largest nation
Immediately after Sudan at 1.15 million square miles, and right before Libya at 1 million square miles. In total, the U.S. is larger than the 107 smallest countries in the world combined. With about 327 million people, the United States is also the third most populated nation on Earth, having a total of 4.28% of the total world population.
Over
With a
how many?
328.
300, as a 2 years ago.
Okay.
net yearly migration rate of approximately 900,000 people, the U.S. is by far the one place the rest of the world wants to live, with Germany coming in second at 300.
Wow, such a difference, bro.
Wow, even Germans.
No, like Germany. People that are coming to Germany.
People that come to Germany.
Yearly 350,000.
Damn.
But people that are coming to USA is 900,000. See the difference. And Germany is like the second.
Wow.
Wait, what about Turkey? Turkey's third. 325k. Who would have thought?
Okay.
50,000 migrants, and Turkey in third with 325,000
Turkey?
migrants. In the U.S., 83% of the population lives in cities, with its three most populated cities being New York City with 8.5 million people, Los Angeles with 4 million people, and Chicago with 2.7 million people. All combined, the population of the U.S.'s three biggest cities is equal to the population of Chad with 14.5 million people.
I don't know why
Why you tagging?
I don't know why are you tagging Chad? Why does Chad flag look like Belgium's? Or Romania.
Romania, yeah.
Yeah, black is Belgium.
These three cities alone are also more populated than Cuba with 11.5 million people, Belgium with 11.3 million people, and Greece with 11.2 million people. When counting the greater metropolitan area, New York City is the 10th largest city in the world,
Wow.
with a total population of 18.6 million people,
Yeah,
just behind
I
Cairo
don't want
with
to leave
18.8 million
the-
people, and just a
The New York City lifestyle, you know what I mean? But I don't know, like, a lot of people say, like, it's not all that, you know? Like, it's not all that with the
Serious,
yeah.
Ahead of Dhaka with 17.6 million people. This would make the greater New York City area the 63rd largest country in the world, just ahead of Syria with 18 million people. The U.S. is the world's largest economy with a gross domestic product of $20.4 trillion, or 23.3% of the total global.
Wow.
How, bro? How?
23.
When only you owed like almost 25%, that's like 1/4 of the world's economy.
Global economy. China is just behind the U.S. at $14 trillion and 16.1% of the total global
This
economy.
feels like monopoly,
when measured by
though.
purchasing power parity, or the price of goods and services versus individual incomes, the U.S. comes at number 2 to China, whose GDP PPP is $25.2 trillion. This means that while the Chinese economy is about 30% smaller than the U.S.'s, Chinese individuals have on average 20% greater purchasing power in their own country. The three biggest economies within the U.S. states are California with a GDP of $2.6 trillion,
like
Texas with a GDP of
Wait, California is
$1.6
even at the
west side.
Oh wow.
trillion, and New York with a GDP of $1.5 trillion. Altogether, these three states would be the world's third largest economy, just ahead of Japan with a GDP of $5 trillion. California's economy alone is as big as the United Kingdom's. Texas's is as big as...
You're tagging UK as well.
Wow.
UK is just sitting down on its own. Yeah. Come here. Wow, okay. Texas is as big as Canada's.
Canada's, and New York's is as big as South Korea's. The United States also has the best equipped military in the world, though it's only the third largest.
Surprising that.
I mean, with all those money, like, what do you expect, bro?
At 1,282,000 active duty personnel. Ahead of it are India with 1.4 million active duty personnel,
wow.
and China with
compared to their what's it called? Their population, of course. They have active personnel.
2.1 million active duty personnel. The U.S. spends over $610 billion on its military every year, or 3.1% of its total GDP,
It's just
35% of the world's total military expenditure, and more than the next 9 nations combined. Just behind it are China with $150 billion in expenditures, and Saudi Arabia with $76
Like you
billion.
get like the next 9 countries is like combined together. It's the same.
In expenditures. The United States also has the most military bases in the most foreign countries in the world, with approximately 800 military installations in 80 countries, possibly more military bases in more foreign lands than any nation or empire in history. The cost of maintaining these bases alone is
Nigeria.
Yeah, probably.
about $156 billion, more than China spends on its entire military. On the civilian side, the U.S. has the world's third largest police force, with 913,000 total police officers, placing it just behind India at number 1 with 1.9 million police officers, and China with 1.6 million police officers. In the realm of healthcare, the U.S. is the most expensive nation on earth, with a health expenditure
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Your insurance only covers the removal of the damaged organ. You have to pay for the transplant. So what's the meaning of insurance then?
per capita of $10,350, placing it ahead of Switzerland at $7,900 and Germany at $5,550. While on average, the rest of the world spends about 10.3% of its GDP on healthcare, the US spends 18% of its GDP on healthcare. The United States is a large, complex nation, big enough to host several different distinct accents within its own borders. Its people are hardworking and industrious, leading the world's economy. But despite what recent political events might indicate, they're also the most welcoming nation in the world, with 3 times the number of immigrants than nations in either the number 2 or number 3 spot in a global comparison. The US isn't the only welcoming place in the world. We've never felt more welcomed than when we signed up with Wix to build a website. Regardless of what exactly your business or hobby is, one thing's for sure, Wix has a professional solution for it. And if you're looking for more than just a website, maybe email marketing, a mailbox, or a custom domain, Wix can help you with that as well. Don't worry too much about the things you don't have control over. Worry about what you can do to improve your life. The link in the has put the size of the US into perspective for you. What other country would you like to see us do next?
Nigeria.
Wow. Now, to be honest, yeah, I feel like, wow, US is really big. Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And the fact that most of it was not like a surprise.
Yeah,
roughly
like the
expected,
military, the healthcare, and all that. Okay. Well, guys, that's the reaction to how big is the USA actually, and the fact that this was even like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
3.
Wow. Okay. So if you guys love this one, you know what to do. Tell us what you'd love us to react to in the comment section, and we'll see you next time, guys.